Hello, senior tools. Welcome to yet another lesson of Geography Paper 1. We are still on map work and we are emphasizing the comparison areas. Today, allow me to take you back on bearing a little bit. Remember, I told you last time that whenever we talk about bearing, what has to come to your mind? First, degrees. The answer has to be given in degrees. So, if it is bearing, it is a bearing of one place from another. Let's say, they ask you that what is the bearing of the church from the bridge. What is the bearing of the church from the bridge? In the first place, go and look for these two places. On the map extract, where is the church? Where is the bridge? So assuming we have found our church here, and the symbol for the church is this cross, this one which is up here, that this is the symbol for the church. Then you also look for the bridge. You first identify where these two places are. After identifying them, establish their center points. Where is the center of the church? Where is the center of the bridge? Where is the center of the church? You base on this cross to get the center of the church. Then, after establishing the center points of these two places, join these two places with a straight line. Come and join these two places with a straight line. After joining the two places with a straight line, go back to the question. Identify the place which comes after the word from. What is the bearing of the church from the bridge? The word from is here. The place which is after the word from is the bridge. So that place at that place which is coming after the word from, draw a compass facing north. Draw there a compass facing north. After drawing a compass at that place which is coming after the word from, then start from the north of that place which is coming after the word from, move clockwise until you come to the line which joins the two places. Then get the size of this angle. Of course, this is a right angle. You are not going to measure. These are 90 degrees. You don't need to measure. It is a right angle. Even this one is a right angle, 90 degrees. Even this one is a right angle, 90 degrees. You don't need to measure. Then, get your protractor and measure the angle from here up to here. Because you are measuring this remaining angle, starting from this line, then you press your protractor, you make your protractor to sit on this line. You come and put it here like this. Then, get the degrees from here up to here. You press your protractor, measure the angle from here up to here. Assuming this angle is 39 degrees. So that means the whole of this angle is 90 plus 90, that is 180. Plus 90, that is 270. Therefore, your bearing is going to be 270 degrees plus 39 degrees. And this will give you 309 degrees. Don't just write 309 without indicating that these are degrees. Another thing to note about bearing is that bearing must be having 3 digits. In a situation where you have only 2 digits, you start with a 0. For example, if you have got your bearing as 36 degrees, don't write it like this. I've said bearing must be having 3 digits. So you write 0, 36 degrees. To make them 3 digits, in a situation where you have only 1 digit, start with 2 zeros. For example, if you have come up with the bearing of, let's say, 7 degrees, don't write it like this. You write 0, 0, 7 degrees. That is what we do with the bearing. This diagram which I have drawn has to be drawn on the map extract using a pencil. Using a pencil. We use a pencil such that after you have finished, you can erase. So on your answer sheets, we only want to see this as your bearing. So that is our bearing. Then, let us continue. We have what we call vertical interval. Vertical interval, that is VI. If you can recall, we know that vertical interval is the difference between any 2 consecutive contours on the map. The difference between any 2 contours on the map which are following each other is what we call vertical interval. So, they may ask you to calculate the vertical interval of the map. However, what you have to note is that on the map extract, the vertical interval is indicated. If this is our map extract, this is our map extract, but this is the key. So the vertical interval is indicated here in the key, bottom left of the key, where you see VI. That is where we have vertical interval. It is given to you. Much as this vertical interval is given to you, you may be asked to calculate the vertical interval. And when you have been asked to calculate the vertical interval, what do? Go on the map extract. Look for any 2 contours which are following each other, assuming this is our map extract. Assuming this is our map extract, you have a contour here, you have another contour here. Assuming this one is 3600. Assuming this one is 3700. No. 3500. 3400. 3300. 3500. Okay. So, assuming this is our map extract, and down here we have our vertical interval as 100 feet. Assuming this is our map extract. Now, a question comes: calculate the vertical interval of the map. Simply go here on the map extract. Identify any 2 contours which are following each other. I may take this one and this one because they are following each other. Or I may take this and this because they are following each other. Or I may take this and this because they are following each other. So long as these 2 contours are following each other, it has no problem. So after identifying these 2 contours which are following each other, assuming we take this and this, establish their values. After establishing their values, get the difference of their values. So go on your answer sheet right there, VI equals. If you take this one and this one, get a bigger one minus a smaller one. This one is 3,400. This one is 3,300. So you get 3,400 minus 3,300. When you subtract, you get 100. After getting this 100, you go to the key and see, is it the same value which is in the key? Yes. Which units are there? Feet. You also come and put there those units. Otherwise, if you get 100, yet in the key, here, it is indicated as 50, that means your vertical interval is wrong. The value you get here must be the same value which is in the key. Are you together? Remember, I told you this is one of the simplest aspects in map work, vertical interval. Are we there? Then, we want to move on to grid square. Grid square. When we talk about a square has got 4 sides. So when you are told to state the grid square of any feature on the map, you must give it in 4 digits. So grid square is given in 4 digits. What are those 4 digits? The first 2 digits have to be for the eastings, and then the next 2 digits have to be for the northings. Assuming this is our map extract. Assuming this is our map extract. Assuming here we have 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3. We have 99 here. What will be our next grid value here? 100? No, that is wrong. The grid values have to be 2. So when we are writing grid values, when we reach 99, we don't say 100. Okay? We simply go back to 0, 0. So here we shall have 99, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2. Are you together? So assuming you have here a bridge, and they want you to state its grid square. In stating the grid square of any feature, first establish the box in which the feature is. So our feature is in this box. It is in this box. Then after establishing the box in which the feature is, get the southwestern edge of that box. Southwestern edge of that box to get the grid square. Southwestern. So this is the box in which the grid is. This is the north, this is south. This is west, this is east. As you continue like this, this is the northeast, this is southwest. So southwest is here. So to get the grid square, we use the southwestern edge of the box in which the feature is to get the grid square. So at this point, this is the southwestern edge. We start with the easting z, so we shall have easting 0, 0 and northing 99. So it is 0, 0, 99. That is the grid square. Should you write 99 0, 0? That is wrong. We don't start with the northings. We start with the eastings followed by the northings. What about if it is a borehole and it is here? Again, when you look at this borehole, it is in this box. The southwestern edge of this box is here. Easting 0, 2, northing 0, 1. 0, 2, 0, 1. That is the grid square of this borehole. hole. What about when the feature is on a line? The feature is like this, and that is the bore hole. They want you to state the grid square of this bore hole. We shall say that this bore hole is in this box. Are you seeing this box? Yes, we have, because we have it, it is here. The bore hole is in this box. The southwestern edge is here. So we have 0, 0, 0, 1. 0, 0, 0, 1. That is the grid square. Another person can say that the bore hole is also in this box. This box here. The bore hole is also here. The southwestern edge is here. 0, 1, 0, 1. 0, 1, 0, 1. So for the case of this bore hole, a person who writes the grid square as this will be marked right. Even a student who writes the grid square as this is also marked right. So grid square is also very, very simple. We want to advance to grid reference. We want to advance to grid reference. So when we talk about grid reference, here we want 6 digits, but still 3 digits are for the easting, 3 digits are for the northing. Still here we start with the eastings. The first 3 digits represent the eastings. The next 3 digits represent the northings. When we are stating the grid square and the grid reference, below this map extract, there's what we call the linear scale, this one down. But when we are stating the grid reference, we are interested, when you look at this linear scale, it has got 2 sides. One side is in kilometers, another side is in meters. In stating the grid reference, we are interested in this side, which is in meters. I don't know whether you are seeing these small boxes. These small boxes, they are 10 in number. They are the ones which help us when we are stating the grid reference. So, whenever you are going to state the grid reference of any feature on the map, you have to get your linear scale. You have to get so assuming this is our linear scale, and we are stating the grid reference. Assuming here we have 11, here 12, 13.
Good morning, senior tools.
Here it is 6 step 4.
Last time
6 step 5.
we introduced ourselves to
Assuming
indices.
Our feature here, it is an air photo principal point with number 11. Okay. Of course, they will not ask you in map work that what is an air photo principal point. But when they are making these map extracts, they first take what we call aerial photographs. They make a number, or they take a number of aerial photographs. Then these aerial photographs are brought together, they are joined. So at that point where
students, good morning.
An aerial photograph is joined with another is what they call air photo principal point. So this is the symbol for an air photo principal point, and they also have numbers. So, assuming we have been asked to state the grid square of this air photo principal point, these are the steps we follow. Step 1, identify an easting.
Allow me the name of the
before the feature. Then step 2, identify a northing before the feature. So whenever you're going to state the grid reference of any feature on the map, extract, identify that feature first. After identifying the feature, establish the center of that feature. That where is the center of this air photo principal point? It is here. After establishing the center of this air photo principal point, then go here. Identify an easting before the feature. Of course, eastings increase going to the east. That when you are moving going to the east, what is the last easting? Let me even call it last easting, even here last. That when you are moving going to the east, what is the last easting you find before you get to the center of the feature? The center of the feature is here. When I'm moving like this, the last easting I find is this one before I get here. So it is marked 11. I write 11. Then I get my sheet of paper. In the first place, when I get my sheet of paper, I press it horizontally. And when I'm pressing this sheet of paper, I press it closer to the center of the feature. Don't press it down like this. Press it horizontally like this. Closer to the center of the feature. When you press it here, the first thing to do, mark where this grid 11 is. 11, it is here. Then you also mark where the center of the feature is. It is here. Then get this sheet of paper, press it on the linear scale here. Count the number of boxes covered. That 1, 2, 3, 4. We are counting the spaces. When we are counting the boxes, don't count like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we count the spaces. 1, 2, 3, like that. So you come and write here 4. Then you go to the next step. Identify the last northing before the center of the feature. Northings increase going to the north, like that. They increase going to the north, like this, okay? So, as you are moving going to the north, what is the last northing you find before you get to the center of the feature? Is it this one? This one or this one? This one is after. This one is before. This is the last northing you find before you get here. And it is 65. In the first place, you press your sheet of paper horizontal. Now, this time round, you are going to press it vertically. So you bring your sheet of paper and press it here vertically, still closer to the center of the feature like this. When you press it there, first mark where line 65 is. It is here. Then mark where the center of the feature is. It is here. Then get this, what you have marked, put it on the linear scale. Count the number of boxes covered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are counting the spaces. It is from here up to here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will be our grade D reference. That will be our grade D reference. 6 digits. You must be careful when it comes to this third digit. Must be careful when it comes to this third digit. Then, in stating the grid reference or grid references, you have to take a note. Take a note of this. Then we say note. In case the center of the feature is on a grid line, write the value of that grid line. What do I mean by this? In case the center of the feature is on a grid line, write the value of that grid line. What do I mean by this? Assuming we have our borehole here. We said whenever you are going to state the grid reference of any feature, first identify that feature, then after establish the center of that feature. This is our borehole. Can you try to establish its center? The center is here. And the center is on a grid line. What have they told us here? That in case the center of the feature is on a grid line, what do? Write the value of that grid line. So we want to state the grid reference of the borehole. Remember, when stating the grid references, we start with the eastings. So I want to ask you, the center of this borehole, when you look at it, is it on an easting or a northing? Thank you very much. It is on an easting. So this time around, we are going to say our borehole is on easting 12. Then we get our piece of paper. We place it here. Closer to the center of the feature, we first mark where line 12 is. It is here. Then when you move from this line 12 going to the center of the feature, you don't find it. So you remain here. You don't move. You don't move. That means 0. That means now we have finished the first step. We are going to step 2. Last nothing before the center of the feature. The center is here. The last nothing is this one. It's marked 65. This time around, we are pressing our sheet of paper vertically. So we come and we press it like this. When we press our sheet of paper vertically, the first place is to mark where this line 65 is. We mark where our 65 is. Then we also mark where the center of the feature is. The center is here. Then we get this. We come to the linear scale. We press down here. We count the number of boxes covered. That we are counting the spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. Because it is stopping in the middle, 6.5. That means you can write 6 or round off and write 7. So if you write 6, it is okay. If you write 7, it is also okay. It can also be the other way around. What do I mean? When the center of the feature is on a nothing, assuming we have a bridge. Assuming it is a bridge, and when you try to establish the center of this bridge, you find that the center of this bridge is on a grid line. But what have they told us here? In case the center of the feature is on a grid line, write the value of that grid line. So this time around, is it on a northing or an easting? It is on a nothing, but we start with the eastings. That means we start with our step 1. We identify the last easting before the center of the feature. So as you are moving, going to the east, the last easting before you get to the center of the feature is this one. It is marked 12. Remember I told you in the first place, press your sheet of paper horizontal. Press it here, closer to the center of the feature. First mark where 12 is. 12 is here. Then you also mark the center. Then bring this, put on the linear scale. Count the number of boxes covered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are 6. Then now, our borehole is on a nothing. 65. That's where the center is. When you press your sheet of paper like this, vertically, mark where 65 is. It is here. And it is the same point where the center of the feature is. That means you don't move any step. You have 0. That will be our grid reference. That has been our lesson for today. I wish you well.